The number one reason why most people fail in life is commitment. Now, there are all kinds of reasons why people will fail, but I would say most of the time, for most people, whether it is the goals they have, living a life they love, creating something, it is just lack of commitment towards that goal. Now, I speak as somebody who has failed at a lot of things. So this is, you know, not just observation from my kind of high perch of look at all these people, but from personal, direct experience. Places where I have failed has been largely due to a lack of commitment. Commitment is key. It is the catalyst. And I wear many hats, have many titles in life. And the one that's kind of stuck the longest that I made up and gave myself is creative visionary. I don't like the term CEO. I don't like the term owner, when it comes to Light Cellar and what I've created there. And so I made up this title, Creative Visionary. And it's taken a long time to actually really kind of flesh out for myself even what that means. And I was doing an event a number of years ago, and the essence of it came down to, how to be a creative visionary, to create your vision. And it turns out there are kind of a non-linear simultaneous pathway of three elements to being a creative visionary: to create the life you love, to achieve your goals, to create the vision of what you know is possible, that you are capable of. And funny thing is, I'm not even that much of a visual person. So when you kind of hear that term visionary, for me, I'm often guided more by feeling sense, this intuition of, again, knowing what's right, what's wrong, what I know is possible, am I on the right track, and it's moving towards that as much or more than it is having kind of a concrete or a distinct image, and of which I do try and work on and map out and in all the ways to kind of make it reality. So the three simultaneous nonlinear pathways are conceive, commit, and create. Now, what's really obvious is kind of the linear form of what I've just mentioned there, right? So you conceive of an idea, of a concept, of a dream. You have a picture, you commit to it, and you create it. Well, have you ever created something and then someone's like, wow, that's a really good idea, right? It could be a spontaneous happening, and you commit to it, and you then through that process get a further idea of the concept continues to develop, right? So you can enter in at any one of those stages, and they're kind of cyclical, self-reinforcing, just like you can commit to something not really knowing what you actually committed to, but you commit and you see the results, and then a clearer picture of, oh, okay, that's what this was about. So the key here is that commitment is the catalyst. It's what makes things happen, right? So plenty of people have great ideas, great visions, goals they want to achieve, a life they want to live, but they're unwilling to commit. And guess what? Commitment begins when it starts to suck, right? When it's tough. It's, this idea of just kind of sitting in, the visionary stage, the dreamer, right? I was listening to a talk by Jim Rohn the other day, and he was talking about, labor, right? Even that term, labor, you think about it, birth, right? Not a pleasant experience, though absolutely it can be, ecstatic birth, so on and so forth. But for most women, how they experience labor is exactly that. Again, not the rule, but many hours of, well, even months, right, of discomfort, of literal pain, more than they've ever experienced in any other aspect of life. But you're committed, and creation out the other side, right? Uh, as soon as you conceive, right, you are committed not only to the person that you've just created with, but to the being that you have created. And it is a long-term commitment. And there are points of being a parent where it sucks, but what you create is so worth it, so beautiful, and any parent will tell you that. And just the same as with your dreams, your vision of who you are, who you can become, your true full potential. But it takes commitment, and then this is where most of us fail, right? We're unwilling. It's easier to not, or habits, all these kinds of things will so easily take us out. And if you have the courage to commit, and that fortitude, and that ability to persevere, that is where the magic happens. That then you get to experience the magic of creation, the conception, the birth of your vision, your ideas, your own true self, living fully as you were meant to, want to, and it's an ecstatic place to be.